Drivers, start your engines!
For the second straight race, it's an all-Chevy front row. Pete Gibbons will lead Don Thompson into corner number 1. This time it's a right turn, though. A tremendous qualifying effort by Thompson's teammate, J.R. Fitzpatrick. And Kerry Mix was the winner at St. Eustache. He's looking for another victory here at Mosport. Jeff Lapsevich is looking for his 6th straight victory on a road course. Ron Beauchamp Jr. of the Mopar Parts Dodge. He's the current points leader. 3 races. He's looking for his 3rd podium finish.
Yes, it's been a long and traveled road for Ron Beauchamp Jr. A journey filled with ups and downs for the Mopar racer. Now Beauchamp and his team are on top of the points chase as round number 3 cruises into the 10-turn, 4-kilometer road course. 33 CASCAR late models pound the pavement as we get ready for the CASCAR Super Series. From Mosport International Raceway, Firms R Us presents the Clarington 200. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ron St. Clair alongside Billy Roche Jr. and as always, Todd Lewis trackside here at Mosport, one of the most challenging road courses in all of North America. And this race, number 3, comes on the heels of 2 tough oval events.
Well, you know what? The first 2 oval track races, the guys brought out some new equipment. They got to beating and banging, tearing some stuff up. But one guy stayed out of all that. Ron Beauchamp Jr. sits on top of the points because he stayed consistent.
Yeah, that win at Delaware, then a 3rd in Montreal. He now has a 9-point lead over defending champion Don Thompson Jr. 2 tough guys, but really the guy to watch rolls from the 5th spot today, number 23, Jeff Lapsevich.
Well, Jeff has to be the favorite here. You know, he's driving a car that he calls king of the road. Well, it should be. It's won 5 straight road course races. But I'll tell you what, these oval track guys got their stuff together, Ron. Jeff Lapsevich only rolls off 5th here today.
Well, King of the Road, along with the other 32 drivers, ran 2 qualifying sessions to determine the Mopar pole winner. And for the 2nd race in a row, Pete Gibbons leads from the point with a new track record in 1 minute 26.183. Good for 165 plus kilometers an hour. When we return, we'll take a look at the starting grid. Firms R Us presents the Clarington 200 next from Mosport. Firms R Us presents the Clarington 200 is brought to you by Castrol GTX, maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. By Mopar, authentic performance. And by Power Water, distilled, oxygenated water. Well, the field is on their 2nd pace lap here, just coming out of turn 3 up to turn 4 as they get ready to form up. One driver, though, already having problems down in the pit. Here's Todd Lewis.
Thanks, guys. I know we haven't even gone green yet, but there are problems for Mark Miller in the Carhartt clothing Dodge. Crew is underneath the hood trying to diagnose the problem. A miss picked up on the first of a couple of pace laps. Mark Miller trying to get things back out. He had a great qualifying effort yesterday. Too bad it's gone away even before the green.
Yeah, he sure did. Qualified 9th. Let's have a look now at the Atto starting grid, and it'll be Pete Gibbons on pole position. Don Thompson Jr. alongside him. All Chevrolet front row, as we mentioned. Young J.R. Fitzpatrick rolls from the 3rd spot. Kerry Mix, he'll start 4th here today. Jeff Lapsevich, defending winner, starts 5th. Ron Beauchamp Jr., the points leader, alongside him in row 3. DJ Kennington and Mark Dilly, a couple of Dodge drivers back there in row 4. The 5th row features Mark Miller, or at least we hope he'll get back in there. Derek Lynch alongside him. First time ever here, Mosport for him. Brad Graham, Jim Lapsevich in the next row, and then back into row number 7, Howie Scannell Jr. alongside Joe Gonsalves. A couple of guys that can do well here on this road course. Mark Swain in the GE Nighthawk Chevrolet rolls from 16th. John Fitzpatrick alongside him. Dave Jacobs making career start number 100, and Ron Van Ness alongside him in row number 9. Ryan Cathcart, former Rookie of the Year. Dave Conley. And a nice looking ride for him from row 10. In the 11th row, Sean Stafford and Stu Robinson Jr. John Sismaris out of Toronto and Doug Brown from Brantford in row number 12. Back to the 13th row, another Toronto driver, Marv Wilder, and Lane Vanditelli. He'll be driving an old Kevin Dowler car here. Mark Graham and Tara McLeod in row number 14. As we get back towards the back of the field here, Chad McGlynn, one of our rookie drivers, and Scotty Watkins back in the field here today. He'll start 30th. Bob Merrifield in the Dodge, and Dave Whitlock starts from the 32nd spot here today. And right at the very back of the field, Scott Steckley in the Herb Pontiac.
Well, Ron, as we go on board with Brad Graham, we'll take a look at the Logos Auto Parts race analysis. 33 cars on hand today. It's a 3.9-kilometer, 10-turn road course. 51 laps or 200 kilometers, and it's a great day for motorsports here at Mosport.
Yeah, sure is. And for the first time in CASCAR history, no mufflers. They were optional for this race, and the same with the upcoming Toronto Indy here. But it'll be Pete Gibbons and Don Thompson Jr. off at turn number 10 up onto the front straightaway. And from Berms R Us, Bob Camso with the green flag in the starter stand. And he lets him go down into turn number 1.
Don Thompson from the outside goes across the nose of Peter Gibbons to take the preferred line going into turn 1.
Don Thompson Jr. back in 1991 recorded his first CASCAR victory right here on the road course. And this is the toughest turn in all of motorsports. Anywhere you go, that off-camber left-hand turn.
It sure is, Ron, because just 3 feet to the right puts you on the outside curb, and if you hit the curb hard enough, the car will get away on you.
Don Thompson Jr. leads this big field through turn 3 up to turn 4. They're in third gear right here. Get a look at battles all the way through the field. That was for 14th. And now down the hill into turn number 5. This is the lowest portion of the racetrack right here. And they'll climb 166 feet up the Mario Andretti straightaway up towards the front straightaway again.
Off the corner in second gear, hard on the throttle up the hill. Right about here, we're going to hit third gear, get in the draft. You heard him shift. He's in third. Hard on the throttle up the hill into fourth gear. There we go, fourth gear, and he's in the draft.
Had the radar gun on these guys in practice up here too, Billy. 149 miles an hour was top speed by that guy right there, Don Thompson Jr. Up into turn 8. Little sand trap right there. Should they go beyond that turn? Into turn 9, little left-hander, and then back up onto the front straightaway as we go on board with the Power Water driver, Kerry Mix.
Great shot there as Mixie pulls it down into second gear, touches the inside apex, down the front stretch.
Kerry Mix has had success at this track as well, and I may add, so have you over the years.
I've been on the podium here. Actually chased Mixie and Thompson to finish third here one year. It was a pretty good run.
Yeah, right behind Mix is he runs in third, and behind Don Thompson Jr. and Gibbons is that 84 car, J.R. Fitzpatrick. Well, I'll tell you what, that car is on a rail here today. He was so quick all day. Right there, that 84.
Well, he's going to school. Some pretty good veterans there. Speaking of school, Ron, can you tell us, I think him and Petey Shepard went to Bondurant's, did they not?
Yeah, down there in Arizona. A couple of drivers. I guess several of our drivers over the years have been there. DJ Kennington, a good road course guy, as he works down turn 4 and up towards turn 5. Now let's stay on board here. Watch him work this corner here. This is a tough area of the racetrack right here. Heel to toe going on there.
Pretty good look at some of that Dodge horsepower of Doug Kennington humming up the backstretch.
Pretty good look there at the 23 of Jeff Lapsovich as well. Maybe one of the early favorites to repeat here as a winner. Time now for the CASCAR trivia question. Which Super Series drivers have only won on the road or street courses in CASCAR?
Oh, Scotty Maxwell, Robin Buck, Jeff Lapsovich. Oh, you'll have to tell us the rest later.
Well, we've got 3 out of the 5 so far. I'll give you that. Lapsovich right there in the 23 car. Won here last year. Don Thompson Jr. has won here. But, of course, he's won many on the ovals as well. 15 in his career. And actually, Donnie Thompson today making his 130th career start. Pete Gibbons going by in that Canadian Tire Chevrolet, his 99th straight start. And here's some action in turn 2.
Well, Lapsovich being the road racer, caught young Fitzpatrick too far out on the entrance of the corner, outbraked him and took the spot.
Billy, you get a look at the skies there in the background. What's this like on a road course versus an oval with the weather changing throughout the day?
Well, not a lot different from an oval to a road course. The car tightens up a little bit, and it's a lot more comfortable for the driver.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, there's Lapsovich, and then young J.R. Fitzpatrick right behind him down into 5. Ron Beauchamp Jr., the Mopar Dodge, and his rear view mirror is full of DJ Kennington in the Castro Dodge.
Well, a pair of dads up the backstretch here. Ron Beauchamp Sr. builds the power in the front car, and Doug Kennington in that Castro Dodge. Let's see who's got the big muscle down the backstretch. DJ will have the advantage. He's in the draft.
I love the sound up this hill here.
That's a great sound. He pulled him a little bit, pretty much dead even, up over the hill into turn 9.
Well, as his dad called it, that's quite a stove in there today, cooking up some pretty good horsepower. And with Don Thompson Jr. back up onto the front straightaway, with the mufflers off, the word I get from the driver is really not a whole lot of increase in horsepower, maybe about 10 to 15 in the top RPM.
Well, you know, Ron, when the engine builders tune up these motors with the, oh, there's a pass. Dilly inside DJ into turn 1.
Number 9, Power Water Dodge of Mark Dilley.
We'll talk about the mufflers, Ron. the camshaft will dictate how much horsepower with or without the muffler. DJ Kennington appears to have a problem. He's off the pace, Ron.
Yeah, the car almost sounds like it's laboring a bit right here now.
Well, it could be stuck in third or fourth gear as well.
Hey, there's Dave Whitlock on the charge. Remember, he had to go to the back here. Started from 32nd. He's already up to 15th. Dave Jacobs going by in one of the Fords here today, the 88 machine. Baloo's pre-cooked food sponsored tours. And there's DJ again. That car just not sounding that good right now. Up front, Don Thompson Jr., second in national points, leading Pete Gibbons as the Berms R Us presents the Clarington 200. Continues here at Mosport International. We'll take a timeout and resume with more CASCAR racing in just a moment. Welcome back to Mosport. Problems for the number 10 Napa Chevrolet of Doug Brown. He'll pull into the pits. Joining us in the booth is last year's Rookie of the Year, Pete Shepard Jr. Great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. It's great to be here.
I know you'd rather be out there racing these guys, Thompson, Gibbons, but boy, it's just a tough break, but you're getting that number 50 Dodge back for our next event?
Yeah, we were testing at Barrie, and the car seemed real good. And, yeah, I'm just going to be happy to be back, and hopefully we'll have a good run there.
A couple of Dodge guys right here, Beauchamp and Dilly, and there's the problems with Doug Brown. So, last year's Rookie of the Year, what a great season it was.
Yeah, it was. I'm really happy with the way it went last year, and we were looking forward to a good year this year, but unfortunately it's not going to turn out that way, I don't think.
Yeah, it's tough. There's Howie Scannell Jr. in the 0, 19 Brad Graham on board with him right now in this battle for 10th. Down into turn number 2. This is a tough spot of the track. What was the toughest for you last year here?
I think the whole thing was pretty well the toughest part. You know, getting used to turning right, it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, but Petey, the road courses are a lot of fun for the driver, are they not?
Oh yeah, it's one of the most fun events of the year, especially in Mosport. It's real fast, you know, you really hang it out, and it's a lot of fun.
Now we take a look at these guys drafting up the backstretch. 150 mile an hour, Pete, that's the fastest we went all year. Did you like the speed?
Yeah, you definitely could feel it there. The windshield starts shaking and the front end starts to pick up in the air, and yeah, it's definitely the most fun part of the track.
Good battle here for second spot right now on board with the Power Water Taurus there with Kerry Mix. Looking at that man right there, Pete Gibbons running second right now behind Don Thompson Jr. Rest of the field powering up the Andretti straightaway as well. And there goes Graham by for the 10th spot as he does get by the 0, Howie Scannell Jr.
Well, he lifts early up over the hill, on the brakes fairly hard, into turn 9 without shifting. That's a pretty unique entrance for that corner.
How about that rookie battle last year, though, with J.R. Fitzpatrick, Don Thompson's teammate, and what a great qualifying effort here he had today.
Yeah, he qualified third, and that's definitely great for him. You could tell all the way through the Bondron school that he was doing a real good job, and he really impressed the trainers there, and yeah, he's definitely becoming a real good road racer.
Just had a report here come in that DJ Kennington is back out on track. He lost 3 laps, though, Billy. He had apparently a stone in the linkage there. That's not a good deal.
Oh, that'll frustrate you. Drivers are really patient with the shifters, knowing we can jam them, but when a stone gets up in there, the driver can't control that.
Brian Cathcart in the 71 trying to hold off John Fitzpatrick in the battle for 16th. Here's the battle for 9th. Derek Lynch in the 77 car driving for the sponsor here today, Berms R Us. And he's had some experience on the road course, Billy, down there at Watkins Glen.
Well, he's done some really good racing in his past, ACT, some Busch North stuff. Derek's a good shoe.
First time here, though.
Oh, that's right. But the car's prepared by Mike McCall. And as I've always said, if you're not driving a McCall car, you really don't want to win.
Back up front, Don Thompson Jr. works by some traffic. The inside of Lane Vanditelli out of St. Catharines, the 45-year-old, driving for Dental Implants. He's had some experience here, 5 years in the GT class here at Mosport.
Oh, that car knows its way around, Ron. That's an old Dowler car. It's won at Molson Indy from the back.
Dowler, incidentally, leading the CASCAR West Point standings. Dave Whitlock, what a run he's got going. Remember, he had to start from the back. He had a motor issue. And same with this guy, Scott Steckley here, number 22, started at the back. Up to 15th now from 33rd.
Yeah, I talked to Scott earlier, and the thing had a misfire in it they couldn't find, so they had to change power plants.
Kerry Mix moves by the Pete Gibbons machine in traffic there as Marv Wilder plays a factor in that 44 car. And Mix is up into second. It's got to be tough, though, for you, Pete, watching rather than being out there shoeing.
Yeah, it is really tough to watch. I'm sure that Billy can agree with me here. It's a tough thing to do. Wow, look at that move there. It looks like Jeff sort of outbraked him going in that corner. He almost had him.
That's one of those areas where you can pass under braking if you can sneak in there. And this is all about horsepower right here, Billy.
Well, here we go up the backstretch. We've called before. Third gear heading for fourth. Let's listen for the shift. There it is, fourth gear. Now it's all about torque and horsepower and sticking to the draft. But Mr. Horsepower Gibbons is driving away on him.
About to crest up at the top of the Mario Andretti straightaway, 3,196 feet long as we look on board here with Jeff Lapsevich. He looks like something out of that new War of the Worlds movie there. What's all that stuff?
Well, he's got that new impact helmet, and that's a really light helmet with a nice air piece on the top there. It really keeps the drivers cool, and it's a little safer too.
Yeah, why the top? They used to come in around the chin area, didn't they?
Well, with the new seats they developed, the full containment seats, it's really hard to get that airflow to come to the side of the helmet, so it's a lot easier just to stick it on top, and it keeps it cooler too.
Well, and Jeff right there in the 23, one of a majority of drivers here today, Billy, with the Hans device, which becomes mandatory in CASCAR at the next race.
Well, the young fellows like Petey will probably adapt to it quicker than the old dogs for sure, because a guy like Gibbons, you know, brute strength, never wore a head restraint in his life, having to put one of them Hanses on is going to be pretty uncomfortable.
Boy, we just saw the interval between first and second. Don Thompson Jr. and that Home Hardware Chevrolet has opened up about just over 7 seconds up front now between first and second. That's a huge lead here at Mosport.
Here's a good look, a road racer down the inside into Moss's corner, out breaks Gibbons, takes the spot away from him, over the inside curb, out to the outside apex, turned in, down the backstretch. Now let's watch that Gibbons. Oh, big crash!
It's John Sismaris out of Toronto, and the 63 car, oh no. Lane Vandatelli gets into it here right off turn number 2. Boy, there's a lot of damage to both cars. Here's a look at the 45-year-old driver. Again, he has raced here in the GT class. Don Thompson Jr. takes the opportunity here to deke down pit road.
Well, this could be a pit early strategy. That way he won't have to pass any cars later on as everybody else pits. It'll be just a matter of attrition, and he'll get the lead back.
No caution, though. This is a green flag pit stop for Don Thompson Jr. Let's go down to Todd Lewis.
Don Thompson Jr., after stretching out a huge lead in the Home Hardware Chevy, making a green flag pit stop, relinquishing all that track position. 2 left side tires for Don Thompson Jr. A little slow in the left rear. He's losing a lot of time.
Yeah, and the caution flag has not come out. This is a green flag stop. And look at this, Billy. They're going to the right side, and Dave Whitlock's coming in. 4 tires for Don Thompson Jr.
Well, Dave Whitlock's a gambler as well. These guys are going to try and pit under green, do a 4-tire stop, and get back to the front of this race. Here comes Dave Whitlock down to his pit stop.
Avenue NNT Dodge in for service as well. It's fuel for sure. No tires. Wow. Oh, now here's
the full course caution comes out.
Wow, that was quite a gamble there, Pete.
Yeah, it looks like it might pay off, actually. It was a pretty smart move on Donnie's behalf, and Dave, maybe now everyone else will have to make their stop under caution, and they're already done, so that could work out to an advantage.
Full course caution, and the leaders using the opportunity to make pit stops. Jeff Lapsevich along in the Tim Horton Chevy. Crew going to work to change left side tires as well. Pete Gibbons in the Canadian Tire Chevy also making a yellow flag stop. They're going to work to change the 2 left side tires. Crew going to work right now on the Canadian Tire Chevy. Good so far. Coming around, and they're going to do the right side as well on both the Jeff Lapsevich Chevrolet and the Pete Gibbons Canadian Tire machines.
Well, what's amazing is Kerry Mix led a lap under caution as Don Thompson Jr. pulled in. They continue to work on those 2 cars involved in the mishap down at turn 2. We'll take a timeout. There's Mix leading here at Mosport.
Welcome back to the Burbs R Us Clarington 200 from Mosport International Raceway. Still under caution, and the rest of the leaders now taking this opportunity to make pit stops. Kerry Mix in the Power Water Taurus along pit road. It'll be a 4-tire change for Kerry Mix. Ron Beauchamp Jr. making his scheduled pit stop. Only 2 left side tires for Ron Beauchamp Jr. gets him out ahead of Kerry Mix. We'll see how this strategy plays out, guys.
Beauchamp would like to get his 3rd podium in his 3rd race this year. Kerry Mix grabbed those 4 bonus points in the 0-2 car for leading a lap. And now the 19 of Brad Graham coming down off pit road as well. Here comes the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. And also the number 3 is Stu Robinson Jr., the Snap-on Tools Dodge right there coming off of pit road.
Oh, Ronnie, that's one of the best looking cars on the circuit right there.
Well, when you look through this field, all told, 15 Chevrolets, including that one right there, Ron Van Ness. 10 Dodge here today, 6 Ford, a couple of Pontiac. We started this race with 33 cars. These 2 will not finish by the looks of things. John Sismaris again in that 41 John's Unique Auto Body Chevrolet. The 63 Elaine Vandatelli. And the field now led by the Power Water Dodge of Mark Dilley. He'll grab 4 bonus points. He came into the program running 4th in national points here at Mosport. Looking forward, no doubt, to getting to that next race, his home track of Barrie Speedway. Under caution, a full course caution here at Mosport. Back with more in a moment. Welcome back to Mosport and the CASCAR Super Series. Mark Dilley in the Power Water Dodge leading here in the Clarington 200 as we pick up the green and we're back underway. Ron St. Clair along with Billy Rose Jr., Pete Shepard Jr. joining us here in the booth. Todd Lewis covering the action pit side. We had a lot of action moments ago.
Well, with 30 laps to go, Ron, pit stops were made. The only guy that didn't stop was Mark Dilley, and I questioned that call, but his crew chief knows best.
Well, Thompson gambled in that 4 car, came in early, but look at this. He's behind the 1 of Pete Gibbons here now as we're back to green.
Well, what happened there, Ron? The caution came out as he was leaving pit road, so that locks the field down. He had to follow one of the back markers all the way around the racetrack as the leaders raced down the backstretch, took the caution, and came to pit road. Peter Gibbons beat him out.
Right, okay. Well, there's the 23 of Lapsevich up in the 4th. We just saw his brother Jim Lapsevich in car number 25 moments ago make a nice move on the inside of David Whitlock. And Jimmy Lapsevich having a pretty good run as we look on board again here with Don Thompson. Let's listen into the Chevy up the hill.
4th gear into the draft, up over the hill. They're chasing down that number 9 Dodge pretty hard. Those worn tires against fresh tires. And I know as a driver, Petey, we like them fresh tires.
Yeah, we really do like those fresh tires. Those old ones don't hold up for very long, and I think they're about to see them not hold up for much longer.
Tires were an issue this weekend, though, gentlemen. They're a little bit smaller here, the mid-season tires.
Well, Goodyear made a change, and unfortunately, the tire was much smaller as Peter Gibbons goes down the inside into turn 1 to take the lead back.
Oh, he's going to take Donnie Thompson with him, too. So you're talking about a change. There's 2 up front right there.
Yeah.
Back to the tires.
Well, the tire circumference changes, the roll center, the track height, everything. And the boys had to work overtime to get them cars handling the way they wanted them.
Well, they're eating up that 9 of Mark Dilley right now. 2 getting by. Jeff Lapsevich looking to get by. So the tire is definitely an issue. And look at this big field still powering. There's Mark Graham out of Kingston right there in that 94 car. The 8 car having a good run here. Mark Miller out of Holland, Michigan. Just past the 71, and he moves up into the 17th spot right now. Good run for him.
Well, down the inside into turn 2. Road Racer moved there. Down the inside, knew that inside apex was there, and took advantage.
A couple of veterans still up front running around Moss Corner here. Pete Gibbons and Don Thompson Jr. Jeff Lapsevich right in behind them. All right, Todd Lewis down in the pits with Lane Vanditelli.
Lane, this is what's left of the car. It's quite an introduction to Mosport, isn't it? What happened out there?
Well, I think what do they always say? That's racing. But I was on the inside of 2. The fella tried to pass me. He was hit and slid right into my path, and I couldn't avoid it.
Ended your day early. Tough break.
It's an old Kevin Dowler car. You can see still the old paint job on that chassis that he had. I'm sure Kevin out there in Sherwood Park, Alberta, shedding a tear right about now.
Well, them top 4 cars, Ron, have broke away, and here comes Lapsevich, the 5th place car, trying to catch up. And oh, the 0 car, Scannell, he steals a spot coming on to the front stretch.
Yeah, driving for Hobby and Bond Holmes gets a good run off of turn number 10 and takes a spot for a 6th spot. And the 14 of John Fitzpatrick, the Letta Crane Chevrolet, drops back 1. There's Dave Whitlock right in behind him. And on board with Ron Beauchamp Jr., hanging around the top 10 all day here today. Currently sitting 9th.
That was a good shot heading for turn 2. Pete looking up over the hill. See him sawing on the wheel. Out there to the inside. He's going to let it drift all the way to the right.
Yeah, that was a nice corner he made there. He made an early apex because it's almost a double corner, number 2. So he made an early apex, hit it, let the car come out, and he made a nice exit off number 2 there.
Gary Mix back on the rear bumper of Beauchamp, though, as he tries to move back to the front again. 174 races now for Gary Mix. It's got a nice sponsor, Melody Homes, who are also in attendance here at Mosport this weekend.
There we are, 2nd gear across Moss's corners. Outside. Oh, Howie Scannell off the racetrack going for a slide.
Yeah, he misses the tire wall. That's good news. He'll try to gather it back up. Back on course, and away he goes at the bottom of the Mario Andretti straightaway. First gear, that might be the only driver all day gets into first gear here.
Back up front, Thompson putting some pressure on Pete Gibbons now for that top spot.
See, we were talking about Kevin Dowler there a moment ago. Here comes Thompson. No, can't do it in turn 1. Well, I really like that CASCAR West program this year. They've got a double dip coming up for their next races. Vernon and Penticton back-to-back, one night after the other. And then we'll be out in Vernon on this national tour here later on this summer. Can hardly wait for that.
Kerry Mix down to the inside, turn 1 on Beauchamp. Oh, what a great move. Pinches him out to the outside. Oh, he's going to take Whitlock, too. He's on the wrong side of the racetrack, but if he's got power, he's around him. And he takes that Ford around the Dodge of Whitlock.
That's what we called hooked up. Here's Todd Lewis in the pits.
Derek Lynch brings the Berms RS Charger along pit road, answering the black flag from CASCAR. Crew led by Mike McCall this weekend in this event here at Mosport, going to look underneath the hood to find the source of the smoke that's forced them to make this green flag stop.
All right, thanks, Todd. Tough deal there. Here's the battle up front for the lead down in Moss Corner again. 3 of them. Boy, this is tight racing right here.
Oh, Peter overcooks it across the center apex, gets sideways. Thompson steals the spot. Lapsevich is going to go with him. Peter's going to have to hustle down the backstretch. Here he comes. That Peter Gibbons horsepower into the draft.
I was just going to say, look at that. Look at this. That's a lot of horsepower.
What do you think of that, Petey?
That's unbelievable. I never saw a car come out of that corner in first gear and still be able to pull a car all the way down the straightaway, but that's Gibbons' horsepower for you, and he can really wheel a car around too.
Lapsevich preferred line here in turn 8, and he'll get the spot right back up into turn number 9. So good racing up amongst the top 3 right here as they work back onto the front straightaway again.
Well, Don Thompson stretches out 4 or 5 car lengths on the second, third place car of Gibbons. Oh, Stafford, big in the fence.
Wow. That is a big hit, and he has crunched the rear and the front of this car. Tough break for the youngster. That's a 12th place car in the national championships, and look at this. Oh boy. Well, he's all right. The window net comes down. That's the first indication. Here's the Mopar replay.
Oh, he's out of position going over turn 4 or 5. Oh, that is tough. Well, I'll tell you what, rookie mistake on a road course. You can't be on that outside apex turning in, because there's too much loose stuff there, and that's not the preferred line. The car just won't stick.
All right, pit stop action again. Here's Todd Lewis.
Mark Dilley making the stop along pit road. It will be routine service of 4 tires and fuel for the Power Water Dodge this weekend for Mark Dilley. Teammate Dave Whitlock also going to make another stop during this full course caution. You remember they pitted the last time trying to improve their track position. They took fuel only. This time it will be fuel and tires for the Avenue NMT Dodge.
2 guys in the top 5 in national points trying to improve here today, and Don Thompson Jr. running second in points now leads as we look at the Power Water top 5. It's a familiar position for Don Thompson Jr. in the Home Hardware Chevrolet. He's back out front again. Surprise, surprise, here at Mosport.
Green flag down into turn 1. He got a good jump on Lapsevich there, heading for turn 1.
22 cars still on the lead lap. Todd Lewis just radioed us during that break. That man right there, Ron Beauchamp Jr., Billy, lost 3rd gear.
Well, that's frustrating here. 3rd is used a lot on this racetrack. But you know what? Them Dodges make a ton of torque, Petey. He can get away with that, can he?
I don't know. 3rd gear is really important here. Most of the track is 3rd gear, but yeah, maybe that Dodge horsepower will make up for it. We'll have to see.
Yeah, 5 to 6 gear changes around the circuit between 3rd and 4th. Here's a good battle for 9th right now. The 0 Howie Scannell Jr., the 20 of Mark Swain as they zip by. Right in behind them is Brad Graham on board here in the Challenger Motor Freight Logo Auto Parts Dodge going through turn 4. This is where Sean Stafford had problems. He's out of the carry unit now with Todd Lewis.
Sean, I know you were hoping for a much better showing than you had last year here at this place. It bit you again, though. What happened?
I got out on the inside of the 3 car there, coming out of 3 I think it is. And then going down the hill in the 4 to the hairpin, he just ran me right out to the grass. And as soon as I hit the grass, the car just slid sideways and back into the wall and hit hard. But I mean, I was running him clean. We were racing together. I could have got into a couple times, but I backed off and let him go. But I know.
Tough break for the Ellie Walker Chevy driver.
That is. He'll be back for Barry, though. They've reconfigured that little track. Boy, this is going to be a lot of fun as we look at Kerry Mix trying to work back up to the front again here. And Barry is one of his old tracks as well. But you guys tell me as drivers, from the road course like this to the tight bull ring again, what an adjustment.
Oh, there's definitely a ton of adjustments to make. The new Barrie Speedway is a lot different than the old Barrie Speedway. And pretty well everything you knew before, you have to throw out the window and just start from scratch. It may be a harder track to pass on, but it's a faster track, so there will be adjustments.
A little bit of a 1/3 mile trioval now, Billy. A little wider in some of the corners as Ron Beauchamp negotiates turn 2 nicely here.
Well, the one thing you can carry over to a little bull ring like that is easy in and hard off.
Yeah, which is always the way you want to do it. Pretty well everywhere you go, but Barrie especially.
Ronnie Beauchamp. Good run going here again today, as I mentioned, in the top 10. He's had a podium here at this track, but this guy right here has had several as well. So's he, Pete Gibbons. He's won here a couple of times. A lot of veterans up there. Pete Shepard Jr. Must be a thrill. And I remember a great run you had in Calgary against that guy right there, the 02.
Yeah, he's a real tough guy to get around. You know, he doesn't give you much room, but racing against guys like that definitely make you a better race car driver. And to show you why he's one of the best right now as he moves on the outside of Jimmy Lapsevich.
Cream rising to the top as they work up the Mario Andretti straightaway here at Mosport International Raceway.
Side by side into turn 8. Mixie's going to do the crossover. Gives him a little bump job there, heading for the front stretch.
So battle for fourth, as you just saw there on the screen. And Jim Lapsevich has a good run going here. He started back in the 12th position, so he's got a real good day on the go.
Well, Kerry Mix is in a brand new Mike McCall road course car that's supposed to be a Lapsevich copy. And I'll tell you what, he's liked the car since he got it.
Yeah, that car's really fast. Apparently it was tested here at pole times, and it wouldn't surprise me by the way he's running now.
Well, still with the 0-2. Oh, look at this.
Big crash.
This is Mark Graham out of Kingston, the 94 machine here. Wow, what a big hit this is. This is down in turn 8.
That's driver's side in, fastest part of the racetrack. Let's look at the Mopar replay. Overcooks it, blocks the rear brakes up, heading for the fence. Oh, driver's side in. That's the toughest deal.
Just have a look down the list here, and yes, he has the Hans device. And there it is. Wow, that just may have saved him right there.
I've taken a hit with the Hans device before, and it's totally different experience. You know, the seat belts don't hurt your shoulders or nothing. It's a way better deal than having anything else.
The Motel 6 Coca-Cola driver is safe, but we're under caution. And back with more in a moment. It's round 3 of the CASCAR Super Series here at Mosport, and it's Don Thompson Jr. in the Home Hardware Chevrolet leading here with 12 laps to go and 20 cars still on the lead lap.
Well, the 4 usual customers up front there. Oh, big crash.
This off of turn number 10 on the front straightaway. A couple of Race Sports teammates getting into it. Conley and Miller.
Oh, that leads for Monday morning meetings.
Yeah, Dave Conley out of Arn Pryor, Ontario, that 82 Kellogg's car. And the 8 machine, Mark Miller, in the Carhartt clothing car. Remember, he had problems right at the very beginning of the race, but you know what? He's hung around all day on the lead lap here. All right, thinking cap Billy Rouse, which Super Series drivers have only won on the road or street courses? You had 3 of them, but you missed Dollar and Henry Reinen from Shannonville.
Yeah, Henry Reinen run the Super Series out of London, Ontario back then, and beat the attrition rate at Shannonville.
I'm board here with Lapsevich. That was back when we inverted cars on the road course. You didn't like that?
No.
At any rate.
No.
Up the Andretti straightaway. And now out the back, and look at this. That's Pete Gibbons way back there. Kerry Mix had a look to the inside, now to the outside, and Gibbons will hold him off through turn 8.
Well, Jim Lapsevich under braking, under attack there as well. Who is that? Oh, that's the other Fitzpatrick Motorsports car of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
Well, what a great run, Petey. We talked about him all through the show here. Last year, runner-up to you for the Rookie of the Year championship, but just having a solid run here today at Mosport.
Yeah, he is really having a good run, and that road racing school, like we talked about before, is really paying off him in the long run. He's just being patient and racing the track. He's doing exactly what he has to do.
Joe Gonzalez in the 93 Bolt-On Performance Chevrolet. Our first look at him here today. He's had success on the road courses. Molson Indy in Toronto comes to mind from a couple of years ago. Had a podium finish there.
Geez, Pete, you know what? You went to that driving school, and watching JR have such good luck here today, you'll be looking forward to Molson Indy then, won't you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. But like I said, JR was a standard of that school. He was doing real well. I think I did pretty well myself. But like I said, he's doing real well. We tested good here, but looking at him, he's really running this real good.
All right, looking at the field, coming through the hairpin off of 5 and back up the straightaway again. Laps winding down.
Mixie up into 3rd gear, chasing Peter Gibbons, reaching for high gear. Here we go. He's in the draft. Will he take a run at him up over the hill? I don't think he's close enough. Here comes JR around the big side of Lapsevich. Can he help pour him over the corner? Here we go. Up over the hill. Petey's coming in there. He's under braking. There they are, side by side. He's on the wrong side.
Yeah, that's a tough side. You can't really make him run out there. It's just, he had a lot of horsepower coming off that corner. He pulled him, but that's just an impossible spot to pass.
Mark Miller heading up there as well on the outside. What is it with you young guys? Just no fear on these big straightaways.
No, you can't have much fear here. Like I said, the winner is going to be the guy who's smooth, who hits his marks, and who's never afraid to hang it out there and just let it go wide open.
DJ Kennington, we were on board with him there moments ago, right in behind Joe Gonzalez in 93. Laps down as a result of earlier problems. This is a good battle for position, and around goes Mark Miller. Oh, and he tags the 93 of Gonzalez.
Oh, Bondo Joe got right up on the curb, spun him around, then give him another hit just to make sure he finished him off.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. That car is coming to he's going to keep it rolling here in the front straightaway. Doesn't look like, well, maybe a little bit of damage there to the jaw. Oh, yeah, there's lots of damage there. Skid marks all the way down the front straightaway.
Well, the right front's pointing the wrong direction.
He'll be lucky to make it around.
Yeah, there it is. That is a lot of damage. Don Thompson Jr., though, he's not concerned with that. He's concerned with these guys behind him. Jimmy Lapsevich in the 25. There's J.R. Fitzpatrick, the 17-year-old in the 84 car. Beauchamp still in the hunt. So's Dilly in the Power Water Dodge. Boy, this one's up for grabs yet.
A lot of good racing in the top 10 today, I'll tell you that, Ron.
Snooze Chalouse here today, back up the hill. Here comes JR to the wide side again.
Oh, he pulled out a line just great. In drafting there, Petey, you got to get right to the bumper and jerk it out at the last minute and keep the momentum. Let's see if he can do it. He's on the outside again.
Looked like a little slingshot move there he had, though. That draft was working.
Yeah, that car's really pulling well. It's making some good horsepower, looks like, off that corner. And I don't know if he made it stick. He got around him somewhere through the S's there, maybe off that corner. I didn't really get a chance to see.
Well, he started third in the race and now working towards the top 5 finish perhaps here today. There's Beauchamp again, points leader coming in. Mark Dilly not far behind in that 9 car, and problems on pit road. Scott Steckley's in.
Oh, we heard that motor come rattling to a halt. That's a backup power plant, but it sure didn't sound good. That sounded like the crankshaft or the bottom end starting to fall out of that Chevrolet.
Pete Gibbons, who came off the pole trying to chase down this guy, Don Thompson Jr. here at Mosport with 8 to go. We've had 4 different leaders here at Mosport today, and it's the number 4 of Don Thompson Jr. leading with 4 to go. Billy Rose, it's time to go.
Well, I'll tell you, we're down to the short strokes for sure. We got a ton of veterans up front. We got a rookie looking awful hungry as well.
And we've got problems down pit road with Team 3 Red right now, and that's where Todd Lewis is with Stu Robinson Jr.
Stu Robinson Jr., the Snap-on Tools Dodge, making this green flag stop. Problems with the left front. Crew going to work to answer it. He's on pit road and little trouble getting the car up into the air, and now they get the left front tire on and a little bit of extra fuel to take him to the end.
This is not a place where you want to have a flat tire because it takes a long time to get around back to pit road for one thing, and for number 2 is you get a flat tire here and you come off the corner, you're going to hit something pretty hard.
Pretty high speeds here at Mosport. Number 23, Jeff Lapsevich, trying to win for the 6th time in a row on the road courses and trailing the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. Hasn't really been able to reel him in at all, Billy.
Donnie Thompson's strong, really strong today. Lap cars will be the only shot these guys will get at him because he's not going to miss his marks. He's a veteran.
Well, the leaders coming up in the 71 of Brian Cathcart as we look further back in the pack. That's John Fitzpatrick in the 14. 20 car there is Mark Swain going by in the GE Knight.
Keep that tight entry to this corner just right up with you.
Oh my. You heard the spotter telling him he was in there, and that road racer came out in him, but he saved the car, didn't hit him, run him nice and clean.
No sooner did we finish talking about Lapsevich, and he had a shot at the lead right there in that 23 car. And Don Thompson Jr. down the hill from turn 4 into 5. Lapsevich has reeled him in now. He's only a car length off the pace. Gibbons is there. Mix tries a move that didn't work. Let's have a look here at the Mopar replay of that incident. This is a possible lead change.
Well, there we are, up the inside under braking. Oh, he gets pinched off. Has to lock it up and not to hit Donnie Thompson.
Yeah, if you can remember back to Vancouver last year, Jeff Lapsevich had the lead and he was giving Donnie a bit of a hard time. That's maybe kind of a replay of last year.
Oh, what goes around comes around, Peter, you know.
Exactly right.
Similar situation for sure. 2 to go, and again, lap cars are in the fray here in the final couple of laps. So it's going to be interesting as they weave in and out, try to make their way around. Up towards turn number 2 of the off-camber left-hand turn. Thompson has stretched it out now to a 3-car length lead.
Oh, then we got the second place car, Lapsevich. Then we got another 3 car lengths back to Peter Gibbons and Kerry Mix.
Just saw the rear right shock hanging off the Howie Scannell Jr. car, that Zero machine. That's been off since early in this race. And it's amazing to me how that car is handled so well.
Well, it should be quite a circus ride bouncing down through these corners and apexes, trying to keep that car under control.
All right, they just got by the 37, leading rookie this year, Tara McLeod in her Central Merchant Services Ford Taurus. Kerry Mix prepared car, and there he is right there, still running up there in 4th spot right now in the Power Water Taurus.
Kerry's got a good run at Peter Gibbons right there. There we are, second gear, up into 3rd. He's in the draft. He's on him.
Looks like he's going to try and stick it here. If he's going to do it, he's got to do it here because there's not many laps to go and he's on this big straightaway. Here he goes.
Oh boy, to the outside. They're going to crest at the top of the hill into that big right-hand turn.
He's got a big run on him. If he can get over the hill and close the door, he might be able to close the deal. He's up to the door. He's already closed the door. They touch.
Oh man, right into the gravel.
Oh, pretty hard hit there.
Big hit. Well, I called that one. If he got up by him, he could close the door, but he didn't get the door closed in time.
Wow, all of this as the white flag comes out here at Mosport for Don Thompson. Pete Gibbons gets the car going, but he is dropped back. Jim Lapsevich now in the 25 gets by, and that's for a 4th spot on the final lap here at Mosport.
Well, Peter's got to be awful disappointed. Him and Mixie fighting really hard for that 3rd spot, get together, both get off the racetrack. Peter was able to keep going, but he's going to end up way back in the field, probably 4th or 5th.
Yeah, oh, and there's Kerry Mix. He's all right anyway. He's moving in there. But guess what? The youngster, as we have a look here at the Mopar replay, up the Mary Andretti straightaway, and 2 guys going for the same piece of real estate. A big hit for Mix.
Well, exactly as I called it. The horsepower up the speedway. He had to get all the way by him to clear him. He got to the door, turned in, trying to force the issue. Peter had no place to go.
Lapsevich, one more look down here in turn 5 to the inside. Very close. And now one more run up the Andretti straightaway. And guess what? The youngster, J.R. Fitzpatrick, sitting in 3rd right now.
That's a great run for him all day. He really earned this one. He's been driving the track real good. He's been just watching the older guys in front of him, the veteran guys, and he's been picking up everything, and it's going to be such an advantage for him.
There goes Jim Lapsevich and Pete Gibbons. Gibbons will get through off of turn number 5. That's for 4th. Doesn't look like Jeff Lapsevich up front, though. Billy has anything for that man right there, Don Thompson.
Now, Donnie's won 2 road courses before, once in 91 and once in 99. He's going to come off the last corner for the next checker flag. Don Thompson Jr. in the Home Hardware Chevrolet.
14 years between victories here at Mosport, but he's got one today, and his crew is happy. Jeff Lapsevich finishing 2nd. That crew probably just as happy for the 3rd place driver, J.R. Fitzpatrick, a part of that Fitzpatrick crew. Here comes Gibbons for 4th, and it'll be Jim Lapsevich for 5th, Mark Dilley for 6th. A great run here today at Mosport. We're back to talk to the winners in just a moment. For the 16th time in his CASCAR career, Don Thompson Jr. drives into the winner's circle. 33 of Canada's best drivers took the green here at Mosport. Thompson would charge past Gibbons into the 1st corner to hold down the 4th. DJ Kennington picked up a rock and had transmission problems all day. Vandatelli and Cisneros tore it up, bringing out the caution. Dilley would be the only one not to pit. That put him in the lead. Then Stafford torched the turn 4 tire wall, followed by Graham's off in turn 8. Miller and Gonzalez battled hard on the front straight, while points racers Whitlock and Beauchamp tried to keep up. Lapsevich tried to nose into the lead while the 2 old foes raced hard for 3rd place. For Kerry Mix, his day would come to an abrupt end. In the end, Don Thompson Jr. was victorious as his drive for 5 is alive here at Mosport. Don Thompson Jr. climbs out of his Home Hardware Chevrolet here in the Mosport Winner's Circle. A nice bow to the crowd. What's he going to do, a backflip? No, it's a stage dive into the awaiting team. They're happy. He'll gather himself up, and we'll take a look here at the top 10 at Mosport. Thompson, Lapsevich, and J.R. Fitzpatrick on the podium. Gibbons recovers for 4th. Jimmy Lapsevich 5th. Dilley, Beauchamp, Graham, Whitlock with a great run today. Back up to 9th. Howie Scannell Jr. 10th.
Don Thompson Jr. gets a kiss from Teresa and accepts congratulations. Donnie, you didn't start in the number 1 position, but you took the lead right away, and everything really seemed to fall your way today.
Yeah, it sure did. You know, we talked about pit stop strategy all day yesterday, and we thought maybe it was a little early to come into pit, but it worked out good for us with the cautions. But, hey, I got to take my hat off to this full Home Hardware team. They work hard every day, and I appreciate their help. John Fitzpatrick, you're the man. Thank you.
Don Thompson Jr., the winner here at Mosport.
Yeah, and he grabs the lion's share of the points, and look at this. It'll put him out front here now in the Castro point standings. Beauchamp drops to 2nd. Mark Dilley in 3rd. Gibbons 4th. Whitlock, he's got another shot at a national championship. He's only 54 back as we look at the rest.
Jeff Lapsevich, well, the streak is over, but still a podium position. That was a real hard charge at the end, trying for that lead.
You know, it's a little frustrating. I think we had the car to beat today. We were lacking up the back straight a bit, and we're but we needed him to make a mistake. He was really solid all day, and that was getting out of 5B. And, other than that, I think we had him covered, but just a little short. I guess if you're going to lose a streak, it might as well be to a 4, 8, or 6, or 10-time champ or whatever the heck he is. So
4 to be exact. There's Kerry Mix, not a happy camper. He'll finish well back. Pete Gibbons involved in that incident as well. And now Todd Lewis with our 3rd place finisher.
Bring the whole team in. J.R. Fitzpatrick started 3rd, finished 3rd, took advantage of some stuff happening in front of you, but how does it feel to be up on the podium?
Oh, it feels great, Early on, we had a little problem in the pits, but I knew we had a really fast race car. These guys got us back out and put the right tires back on, but this is just the beginning of a good year.
No sophomore jinx for this team. Up on the podium here at Mosport.
Boy, Petey, those guys look like the men in black.
Yeah, congratulations to JR on that one. That was a well-deserved 3rd place finish.
Well, looks like they're going to have to calm down the Power Water team here. Kerry Mix not too happy, but there are 3 happy drivers right there. Don Thompson Jr. with the victory here at Mosport. And today's race has been brought to you by Mopar, authentic performance. By Castro Syntec, outperforms all other leading motor oils. And by Home Hardware, help is close to home. Well, there's the podium celebration. Pete Shepard Jr., want to thank you for dropping in here and spending some time with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys.
Well, Petey, good luck in the Barry Dodge Charger 300.
That's next. We'll see you then.